Hey, so my name is Alexander. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and I'm the founder of Love Pants.
Are you passionate about pants?
Dude, I'm very passionate about pants, but as the name suggests, we're not just pants. We're love pants.
Like, why did you choose pants as like your tool or your mechanism to spread love? Like, how did you get into pants? Why was that your calling?
Uh, the story is very long and convoluted, but it starts when I was in college. I realized I could study entrepreneurship, and I sort of understood that there was a possibility for me to being able to start my own business one day. And then after college, I didn't ultimately do entrepreneurship initially. I got a full time job, which I hated, just really soul sucking. And I was lost, very lost as a 23-year-old man. And I do this thing where I write and manifest things into my life. And what I did in December of 2023 is I wrote down very specifically what I wanted to achieve in the year of 2024. And one of the things I wrote in there was I wanted to start a business by June of 2024. June comes around and I was like, okay, like subconsciously, I am ready to undergo this mission. I want to go 100% and commit and give my time and my energy into something, but I didn't know what it was. So I meditated on it, and the name Love Pants came to me as just an idea because it helped me get into business in a space that I really enjoyed being. So I wanted my work to bring me to a place that I liked being, which is music festivals. And the pants side, I really liked buying pants at music festivals. But the problem is I'm a 6'2" dude, and all the pants that you would buy come from overseas, either Thailand or China. The pants that you do get tend to be smaller and they didn't fit me properly. And the point of the pants is always to be baggy. They're baggy pants off rip for everyone.
Let's go back to you studied entrepreneurship and you worked a soul sucking job. Talk to me about some of the feelings and things you're going through at the 9 to 5. What were you doing? What were some of those like internal conflicts you were dealing with?
Okay. So the job I had was I worked for, and I was a relationship manager selling bank services to companies. So what I did every single day was I showed up into an office building where the windows were tinted darker, and I was told to sit in front of a LED screen in a little box. And on the screen, I would make lists, and I would write down companies in the area, their owners, what they're doing, what their purpose is, and as much information as I could about this company. And then I would go out of my way to reach out to these people. So I would have conversations with business owners. And these are people that actively have a purpose, people that are following their dreams, have a passion, and are making the world a better place. And as a relationship manager, my goal was to sort of snake my way into this person's life and make money off of his endeavors changing the world. So in my life, I wasn't actively adding value into the marketplace or into the community around me. Instead, I was just trying to make money off of someone else doing it. And that did not sit right with me. And I didn't know what to do about it. And I was too afraid to quit. And even after I started my company, it took me a year to quit just because, other influences from outside telling me that the only way to make it is to have a safe, stable job, and just the society itself sort of putting you in this box. I was just afraid. Even though every day I didn't enjoy doing what I was doing, I was just afraid. But the first step I took to break out of that system was to start my company. I started from nothing. I didn't know anything about clothing design. I didn't know anything about legality or business operations, but I just started. Right?
How important was it to you just to get started?
To be honest, it was all subconscious. I told myself that I was going to start something by a certain time, and that time came around and it just sort of happened.
There's so many people out there who want to start a business or have a dream to pursue anything, But the problem is that they, like very similar to you, have external forces telling them, hey, not a good idea. You should chase stability. So, question to you is, before even getting to Love Pants, like forget that's not even existing yet. What were some of the things that people told you when you wanted to leave corporate America?
Oh, I'll tell you something that people are telling me right now. People are telling me I'm a shitty person. People are telling me I'm selfish. My father sends me texts frequently. I love my father. He's done so much for me, and he's not a malicious person. And if I asked him for something, he would do everything in his power to help me achieve that goal or to get whatever it is. He's a great person. But he actively, like this happens every other week, will send me a message onto my phone where I read it, and it's like, I'm disappointed in you. I don't align with your mission. I don't think you're doing the right things. You have so much more potential. You should do this instead.
When you had first told me about Love Pants, and obviously I saw you, wearing the pants. Describe like who your ideal person is that is a customer. Clearly, let's maybe begin with I love music festivals. How long have you been going to music festivals? Like, what was your first one? Like, just kind of describe like your love for the music festival scene.
So I went to Electric Forest in 2022 for the first time on accident. I was at the gym and I was talking to my friend who was going, and she's like, oh, this weekend I'm going to Electric Forest. It's going to be such a good time. And I'm like, whoa, I've heard about that. Can you tell me more? And she starts telling me more. And I'm like, wow, that sounds like a blast. I want to go. And she's like, well, you can't because tickets are sold out. And it's also tomorrow. So like, what are you doing, buddy? Like, you need to be prepared. And I'm just like, all right, whatever. I go home and I get a phone call. Pick it up. It's my buddy Mo. He's at a bar just like getting hammered on a Wednesday night. And he's like, hey man, I overheard you talking to Alex at the gym today. I'm sitting at the bar and this guy across from me has an extra ticket. Do you want me to pick it up for you? And I'm like, dude, hell yeah. So I ended up getting a ticket, half price. So it was like $200. And then I drove to the festival with nothing but a backpack and like a blanket, literally nothing. And I get there and I'm like, I'm here for the festival. I have a ticket. And they're like, well, do you have a camping pass? And I'm just like, no, I didn't know what I'm doing. And they're like, you can't come in without a camping pass. So I'm just like, fuck. I go on my phone, I open Snapchat, because at the time I was using Snapchat, and Snap Maps has the feature where you can see your friends. I saw one friend in the festival already. So I was like, hey, I have a friend here. How about I go find him? And the person working was like, okay. So I got out of my car and I started walking in. Someone offered for me to hitchhike on top of their car, on top of their vehicle. So I was just holding on. They drove me in and I used the Snap Maps to find my friends. I saw his car. I walked in and there's like, just in surprise, just this amazing, beautiful family of people that are now my best friends. We're all gathered together in communion at this music festival. And dude, I just showed up, and there was no way for me to leave for 4 or 5 days, and I just had the best time. I don't think I ate more than one meal a day, like just because I didn't know what I was doing, but I had the most fun experience, and it just changed my life for the better.
That's awesome. I love stories like that because that explains like why, like how you even like thought of like a business idea in that specific space. I love it. So talk to me a little bit more about the festival. So what year was that?
That was 2022, and it was the first year back after COVID.
Okay. So 2022, back after COVID. So everyone's been like told you can't be around people. It's the first sort of like the world's back. So that was probably electric.
It was electric.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And something about Electric Forest that people don't know, if you haven't been, or if you're not like, if you don't believe in spirituality to this sort of sense, is the forest has a sort of energy, like physical, I don't know what it's called, but it's like a portal, people might say, into the higher dimension or the higher vibrations. Where that festival is in Michigan, in Rothbury, Michigan, there is an energy that can only be described by experiencing it. But when you walk into that forest, it gives you exactly what you need. Every time I've ever gone to that festival, it's been the most life-changing, powerful experience of my life. And no year was better than the other. They're all at the top. They're all like perfect for their own way. But the forest provides, gives you everything you need. And you can only explain that with just energy. And yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So at what point did you say pants?
Okay. Pants. Like I said, I had bought a pair of pants in the past. They were short on me. They were overpriced. They were made out of just like polyester or just synthetic material. I love the style, but the product wasn't all there, and I spent like $65 on a pair of pants, which is not nothing. And I really, really was motivated in creating something that would allow me to have an avenue to create more. So it didn't really matter what the product was as long as I had a driver or just a vehicle to create. And I create love, and I create these clothespins. But I'm not selling these clothespins. I just make these. I spend all my time. I spend money out of pocket, and I make these. I hand them out to everybody. No matter who you are, you can have 12 of them already, and I'll give you another one. Like, this is what I'm doing. But pants specifically came about when there was problems with the product, and I saw an opening to where I could make the product better, as well as the name came to me one night, and it was available. It wasn't taken by any other brand. It wasn't trademarked. So it just like aligned. And I was like, yes, I'm going to go for it. This is what the universe is telling me to do. And I'm not going to think twice, because when you think twice, you double lose. So just go with your intuition, because the universe is going to provide you fleeting moments of source energy, consciousness from God. I didn't think twice. I didn't think twice. I just went for it.
No, I love all of that. Especially when you just go for it. You start seeing signs in front of you that you're like, wait a minute, that came. You start connecting the dots, and I feel like that's all entrepreneurs like need to do. Is like, you have to realize that opportunities are not just to be given to you on a golden platter, or it's like, hey, here's a pant company, or here's a pant idea, and it's perfect, and you should just step right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Most times you have to understand these underlying hints and clues to say, oh, I am meant to do this, and I'm excited about it. So I want to stick on the pant topic, because I just think it's like it's funny to me, but I love it because there's a true story behind it. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if you said, I order pants from China and I drop ship them, and that's my business.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, okay, great. Like, there's no why behind it. There's nothing unique about it. But the fact is that you went to a festival, you had a life-changing experience, and then you started developing this love within this community, and saw a problem within a specific product for that niche, and said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and create a business. And I've always wanted to create a business, went for it. So since you've gone for it, how many years have you been in business?
I've been in business for 14 months.
Okay. And so what's your biggest win?
My biggest win happened 2 months ago. I was at a music festival called Elements, and I was still selling my original product. So when I started my business, I didn't know anything about clothing. I didn't know anything about anything. But I just went for it, and I created the pair of love pants, the original pair of love pants. And I just got super lucky that they happened to be just close to perfect. And it was good enough for me to bring to a legit music festival, and for people to look at what I was doing and think that I was legit. Even though it was the first time I was doing something like this, people come up to me and ask me questions, and they would be in awe when I would tell them that it was my first music festival. But it's never going to be perfect. You just have to kind of go with what you have and fake it till you make it. I think we talked about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
But if you truly believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing, even if what you're doing in the present isn't perfect, like, just keep going, man. You'll get there. You'll always improve. If you're making progress, like, progress stacks up, and like.
So what was the big win?
Oh, the big win was, okay, I still had the original shipment of the pants that I had ordered originally. So I designed these pants. I spent $20,000 filling my garage with pants. And I got all of them in January of 2025. And then the big win was I sold 600 pairs of pants in 4 days at Elements Music Festival. And it was, I don't have an Instagram. My Instagram was taken from me. But at the time, people were messaging me every day. I get emails that the only way you can find my email is if you go onto my website and you look for it. I get emails close to daily from just human beings that said, hey, I remember you from Elements. The interaction we had was amazing. When can I get another pair of pants? When will I see you at another music festival? So the meaning that I created in those people's lives 2 months ago was real enough for them to have that thought to this very day. And presumably the message of love has stayed with them as well, which is the ultimate goal, and that will motivate me till the day I die.
Full pause, cut. That was awesome.
Boom, we're done. I'm leaving.
That was awesome. So if we're in front of a room of 100 people and we're trying to deliver a message basically saying, hey, we understand. What are some of those things that you understand that they're going through in the sense of they're fearful? They've been conditioned to believe that climbing the corporate ladder is the only version of success. They don't believe that they actually have a purpose in life. They believe that their calling is to climb the corporate ladder. Like, if you were to talk to those people, what would you advise them to do? What's a question you would maybe have them ask themselves?
I kind of want to separate and not focus on this being a room of corporate America, and instead it's a room of people. Just normal people could be in any situation in life. This message can align with helping them succeed and getting what they want and finding happiness in life. And it all comes down to one word. And you said it in your question: fear or scared. So there's a natural balance in this universe. Every positive has a negative. And the yin and yang in the world, things are weighted out. And fear is the ultimate negative. The ultimate positive, on the other hand, fear's opposite is love. And going into the word love, I wouldn't say love's opposite is hate. I would 100% say love's opposite is fear. Because if you're scared of anything, that little thought bubble is going to float to the top of your mind, and it's going to be more potent than any love could ever be in your brain. And yeah, if you just have fear in your life, the most important thing you could do is just be present and understand what it is and what it is you're scared of, and just like understand that you are scared of something, because that fear is going to hold you back.
How do you become more present?
I think it's different for everybody. How I am present is I write my thoughts down. I will force myself to sit and just write the first thing that comes to my mind. People say they can't write. People say they can't journal. But you can write. You can write any thought. And the moment you start, it might be a little ugly in the beginning, but clarity will come to you, and you will eventually lead yourself into the direction you want to go, even without a prompt. And that's how I am present, is I write my thoughts down, and it slows your thinking to a point where something could be on your mind and you don't know how to handle it. It's a dragon, it's an obstacle, and you put that onto paper, and now you can see it. And not only can you see it, you also have processed that thought.
What is something that new entrepreneurs need to realize they're about to face when they first start their journey?
As a new entrepreneur, everyone is going to be against you. Your best friend is going to tell you that an idea is not going to work. This is an important thing. Okay, how am I going to say this? So, visualization. I already said a lot about visualization, but only you need to have the gumption to bring something into life. You have a vision for your business, and you're the person that's going to bring it to reality. It doesn't matter if this person, your neighbor, your friend, your mom, your dad, has the same vision. It doesn't matter. They're not working towards that goal. So them believing it's going to work versus them believing it's not going to work isn't going to change a thing. All that you need to do, all that needs to be done, is for you to believe in yourself, for you to make something happen.
Where is Love Pants in 5, 10, 15 years? Like, what's your big dream with Love Pants?
These pants are a lot different than other pants. My goal in 5 years is for someone to see a pair of baggy, flowy pants and being like, oh, those are Love Pants. Even if they're not Love Pants. It's the brand. The brand has now taken over what people call the style of the product. And sort of like a tissue box. This is a classic example as well, where people call any sort of tissue brand Kleenex. Like, these pants are going to be Love Pants. And I just want that name to be at the forefront of people's minds.
I love it. No, I think that's a great answer. Where can people find you?
You can find me on my website, lovepants.us. That is LOVEPANTS.US. And Love Pants is spelled as you would spell love and pants. But I would really encourage people to find me in person. And you can do that by going to music festivals, going to camping music festivals that promote love, peace, unity, respect, and community. Because that's where you'll find true community, true love, music, and everything. And that's more important than what I'm doing, is just the community that people provide. I'm just sort of building an avenue for myself to manifest that into my own life. But yeah, I just encourage people to just go out and experience that, because that's what I really love. And hopefully, and probably in the future, I'll be at enough to where you'll see me at those music festivals.